Welcome to my Vision News. Another video for you. Some news stories. First one is from Qatar. A key match going to be played after a few minutes. Morocco is going to meet Portugal in third quarterfinal of the World Cup. Morocco is the only African team which made it to the quarterfinal stage. Secondly, Oromo Liberation Army is known for having its military presence, armed presence in western and southern Oromia. Eastern Oromia, like East Haraghe, is not OLA's stronghold, but OLA fighters have shared a video from East Haraghe where they stormed a police camp in a town, in a district in East Haraghe. Thirdly, viewers, Isasavaki Eritrean president and visiting Kenyan President William Ruto were seen walking in the streets of Asmara, Eritrean capital. And lastly, Somaliland is disappointed with the US because US, what is the reason? In a Facebook post, Somaliland's national television criticized, reporter criticized the US. He criticized PM Abiy as well. Why is Somaliland not happy with the US government? Because we know that Somaliland has been trying to convince US to recognize Somaliland as a country. A few months ago, Musi Abdi visited US on the invitation of Heritage of Foundation. Firstly, viewers, World Cup football 2022 third quarterfinal going to be played in coming after a few minutes. Morocco, only African team which reached quarterfinal stage, beating Spain, is going to meet Portugal. Yes, obviously, Portugal is a stronger side, but Morocco beat Spain, former world champion. It was definitely an upset. Can Morocco beat Portugal? That remains to be seen. Two teams have already qualified for semi-final stage. Yesterday, Croatia beat Brazil, and a second team which qualified for the semi-final stage is Argentina. Third quarterfinal between Portugal and Morocco, and fourth one between England and France. Another hot contest going to be seen in coming hours. Let's see. It would be an interesting match. Entire Africa has its eyes on this match. Secondly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army, OLA, is known for having its military presence in Western Oromia, mainly Valaga, East Valaga, West Valaga, Kalam Valaga, Orogodoro, and Southern Oromia. Though in Central Oromia as well, like West Shiva, OLA has been trying to enhance its presence. Eastern Oromia was never a stronghold of Oromo Liberation Army, though OLA has been trying to carry out attacks and increase its presence in Eastern Oromia. Now, video is being shared by pro-OLA news outlets showing OLA fighters in Eastern Oromia. The video is from East Haraghe zone, Miaso district, where reportedly fighters of this armed group stormed a police camp. Some weapons were captured by OLA fighters there. We have a clip for you. Before that, before showing this clip, Prosperity Party held some meetings in the past 3 to 4 days. Some key decisions have been made about how to tackle Oromo Liberation Army. Nothing has been made public so far. PP's Central Committee, PP's General Assembly met yesterday and day before yesterday. And we are receiving conflicting reports about government's decision regarding how to counter Oromo Liberation Army. So either we're going to see a major offensive, military offensive on OLA, or we could see start of talks. Let's see. Pressure is there on the government from both sides. Oromo opposition politicians, Jawar, Bekele Garba, OFC, they want talks between OLA and government. Other players from the Amhara region, anti-OLA, they want an intensified major military operation against Oromo Liberation Army. Let's see what government decides. Watch this clip from East Haraghe showing OLA fighters there. Thirdly, viewers, William Ruto, a Kenyan newly elected president, arrived in Asmara, Eritrea yesterday on a two-day official visit, and he was seen walking in the streets of Asmara, Eritrean capital, with Isaias Afwerki, Eritrean president. You can see a picture on your screen, which is from Asmara, showing the two presidents going for evening walk in Asmara. 2 points. Firstly, it just shows that Asmara is peaceful. Presidents can walk in the city without any elaborate security arrangements. Firstly. Secondly, Isaias Afwerki is being recognized by neighboring countries as a key player in the Horn of Africa. That is what I said yesterday as well, that this visit by William Ruto is recognition of Isaias Afwerki's Eritrean government's influence in the Horn of Africa. Eritrea in Ethiopia militarily, Eritrea in South Sudan, investments there. Eritrea in Sudan, in Eastern Sudan, it backs some parties there. Eritrea in Somalia, it is training Somalia's forces. Not significant presence, no significant presence in Djibouti, where there are several other players, international, which have their bases there. So Eritrean president's influence and reach in the Horn of Africa is being recognized by newly elected presidents of Kenya and Somalia. Hassan Sheikh of Somalia has visited Eritrea twice since he took office in May. Is this visit linked to the withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray and about the training of Somalia's forces ongoing in Eritrea? It's not clear, but William Ruto, I think, knows the significance of having relations with Eritrea, because Eritrea has its reach in the Horn of Africa. That is why I think he agreed to visit Eritrea. Lastly, was Somaliland, frustrated, disappointed with the US. We know that lobbying was underway in the US by Somaliland for months, if not years. Somaliland wants recognition. It is self-declared state. And a few months ago, Heritage Foundation of the US invited Musiwe Abdi, Somaliland's president. He went to US and there he held some meetings, and some US lawmakers have been calling for recognition of Somaliland as a country. But US official policy is one Somalia. Now, when US-Africa summit is going to start on the 13th of December in Washington, D.C., Somaliland has been excluded from this summit, Eritrea as well. And 4 African countries suspended by African Union, they have not been invited to. That is why Somaliland is disappointed. Why is that the US government did not invite Somaliland? In a Facebook post, Somaliland's national television reporter criticized US and criticized PM Abiy as well. The reporter said that PM Abiy is invited, though he committed ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans in Ethiopia. And Isaias Afwerki is uninvited, though he's controlling Ethiopia with an iron hand, like North Korea. Like North Korea. So he said that the man who is in charge in this region is Isaias Afwerki, especially in Ethiopia. Eritrea uninvited, Ethiopia invited, and Somaliland not invited as well. Somaliland government obviously not happy with US decision that it did not invite Somaliland, but I think had US invited Somaliland, Somalia would have boycotted. So it was difficult for US government to invite Somaliland. The post interestingly has been deleted because it could lead to tensions or criticism from Ethiopian government, because Somaliland's national television is accusing PM Abiy of ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans. That is why post has been deleted, but that just shows that Somaliland is feeling isolated. Thank you for watching.